This is where AI comes in, okay? This is what's going to be really, really interesting over the next few months of what starts to happen with institutions. So similarly, I was talking to another colleague of mine recently. We were talking about utilizing things like Gemini, ChatGPT for content production. And she is very specific niche. She does not, she, like all of us, we utilize it to help create some sort of structure. But then we edit, right? Everything out of it most of the time, or we adjust the sentences, right? We make it sound more human, whatever it may be that you may have to do, right? To make your content actually feel like you. It's not always going to get it perfect. Then she told me, as we were talking throughout this conversation, that she actually had someone find her through typing in on Google exactly what she does, looking for a coach in XYZ. And because she utilized ChatGPT to help build her content, ChatGPT put her and her company as the #1 contact. The lady clicked on the link to her website through the Gemini AI, and she bought. She's working with her. She bought her course. She bought her book. And I think she might have even bought her largest package, right? Let's say she did. This is the benefit of using AI, okay? If you don't use it, other companies that are using it are going to start to be marketed through these AI tools because it only learns what we feed it, right? Of course, it can extract things off of the internet, but it really wants you to pour information into it so that it knows that you're worthy of marketing, right? And it's like any other social media application. If you use it more, they're going to prioritize your content. They're going to prioritize your usage. So with all of this being said, if you are an AI hater, I want you to take this into consideration. I'm not saying that you should copy and paste everything off of AI and utilize it for all of your content, but it may benefit you to start using it so that you and your company are prioritized over other people that are utilizing AI, okay? Because the consumer, all going back to the ads, really wants to do their own research nowadays, type things into Google and get the information themselves, and then they can decipher by going to your website if they'd like to work with you or not, if they'd like to purchase from you or not. And it becomes more of a discerning decision rather than being pushed, right, to buy. And this is the shift that I'm seeing in the consumer. A lot of younger consumers are operating this way, and it gives us a different way to think about marketing. So you're still giving out the content, right? You're still there as a resource. But as always, and like I've always said on social media for so many years, people can discern if they want to follow or not. They can figure out if they feel like they align with you or not. And that is the key piece to selling nowadays. It's about allowing the client and or again, business owner, whoever you're working with, whoever you're looking to sell to, allowing them to make their own decision on their own terms and giving them the space to do so. This goes back to old coaching, right? That a lot of us have gotten around selling quickly, making sure that you're pushing them down the pipeline. Do you have X amount of touch points? Yes, touch points are still important. Of course, you want to be checking in on potential clients or warming them through things like social media. Warming would mean like engaging with them, liking their stories, right? Those types of pieces are important, but you're not constantly checking in, hey, are you going to buy today, right? And that goes back to some old school teaching that used to be the way of selling that has totally died and can almost, I hate to be this way, but push buyers away. And this has been a trend that's changing for years now, but because AI is now giving potential clients and consumers a resource to do their own research in a matter of quick time, right? Efficiency for getting their research down. That will be a newer and way more trendy way of purchasing. So I really want you all to consider looking into this, educating yourself a little bit more on the way people are buying. The best way to do this is really just talking to people about it out to dinner, at networking, just getting really curious and listening to the way that they're purchasing. Like I said, a lot of these revelations also come from like me grabbing coffee with colleagues over Zoom, chit-chatting, right? Talking about ways that people are finding them. This is what will help you understand what makes sense to put your time, effort, and energy behind. So now getting into part 3 of this episode, which again will be broken down into a few different parts here. We may even have a part 4 rollout. I want to talk about being able to price yourself at what you actually deserve, okay? I know I've put out so many episodes on this. I'm actually like chuckling thinking about this probably being like the 30th fucking episode that I'm talking about pricing on. Pardon my French, but that's the truth. And this may be the first time in my life of putting out a pricing episode that I actually believe and understand what it's like to fully charge your worth, okay? That's obviously, you guys get like the raw, real version of me. There will not be many business owners that tell you that what they said years ago wasn't the truth or wasn't fact or they didn't believe it. Right now, today, I'm telling you that about pricing, okay? Prior to expanding into a fractional CMO role, I did not know how to explain, price, package, and also articulate the outcome that we are actually able to achieve for clients that we've been doing for literally 7 years as a Meraki organization, but I was not able to articulate it. That is why it is so important to allow yourself to grow and expand and really see what you are able to achieve for your clients at the highest level. When this happens, most of the time it means that you've also outgrown your old ideal client avatars, those people that we talk about from demographics, age groups, people that can afford to work with you, right? All of this really important archetypes of your business have now probably faded away because as you expand and you are able to articulate, explain, package, price, key point here, your avatars also need to grow with you. Prior to this experience, I had worked with a few coaches over the years that always told me to up my pricing. When I would do that, I wasn't able to find clients that could sustain that price for a month-to-month contract. They would hire me for a few months. They would get really wonderful ROI, but at the end of the day, they weren't making the income at the bare minimum without the marketing support on top of it to sustain that price going out. So you probably heard many coaches say over the years, like, you can't have an ideal client avatar that can't afford your pricing, right? This is just like me spewing facts at you guys. You may think that your ideal client can afford your pricing, but if you have high turnaround on most of your month-to-month contracts, if that's how your company works, you may have to start to look at why your client is not able to afford it. Because constantly we were hearing, we love working with you, we want to continue to work with you, but we no longer can afford your service. I used to take that as I'm a failure, right? I failed them. I took this money from them. I wasn't able to 12x their income in the 3 months that we worked together, right? Like thinking back, it was so unrealistic for me to set those goals for myself. Of course, we weren't able to achieve those amount of results in a short amount of time. I also want to add in here, a lot of clients may also tell you that they can afford the service, but then a few months down the road, they are not able to. So what can happen when a client can no longer afford your service is they will say, this is the exact feedback that you'll get. They'll be like, oh my God, I love working with you, but I just can't afford it anymore. Or we're not getting the results that we thought we would get, right? This is like a key marketing feedback. Actually, if you guys watch the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, Bose, on the reunion, she talks about how like marketing is cut first, right? Like, especially if a company isn't doing well, like the first thing that they cut is marketing. If you're in marketing, you know that that's absolutely true. Like, that is one of the most factual statements. It's probably why a lot of businesses, small to mid-market businesses, don't, right, invest in marketing until they're at like a certain threshold of business. I digress. So when you have clients that are giving you this feedback, right, this was happening to me, you guys, I kid you not, for fucking years. Sorry, we have to drop a lot of F-bombs here because I am coming at you guys with the real, raw truth, okay? This is like the most honest that I think any business owner around pricing and self-worth will ever be. And then it would reaffirm, right, to me, like I was explaining that logic around like, oh my God, I should have 12x their income like in 3 months or even in 6 months or sometimes even a year. And I'm like, oh my God, like I'm such a failure, right? So it would reaffirm, it was like this pattern that I was having energetically with my business. Like I would hire these amazing clients, come on, love what they do, it's going so well, except I'm working night and day for them. I am grinding constant content out for them. I am like working my ass off, right? I am trying so hard to get them their ROI that they want. It doesn't mean that I promise that, because I learned that a long time ago. Don't ever promise it, because marketing is not predictable. But that they wanted, right? Their perception of what they should have had. I kept trying to achieve this goal, achieve this goal, achieve this goal. And all the while, I'm working my little tushy off and I'm making pennies after the amount of hours that I'm spending. You guys, I kid you not, I am walking away like so drained, little cash in the bank because I just had to spend so much time, energy, effort, bring my team members in, right, to help with this business or help with this content. And we're not getting the fucking results. And finally, I'm like, I can't do this anymore, right? Like I start to see the cycle and I'm like, this is ridiculous that my self-worth is being beaten down like every single time I hear this same feedback from a client of, we love working with you, what you did was amazing, you totally up-leveled our life and our business, but we're just not getting, you know, enough income in to sustain the contract. That was constantly what we were hearing. So I'm like, all right, I gotta wake up, right? Like I gotta put on my big girl pants and I gotta like look at this shit in the face. And I'll be honest with you guys, this was when my life was falling apart. My mom was so sick. Sean got really sick at the end of last year. I'm getting married. I needed the space, right, to digest, analyze, reflect. And I'm like, maybe it's because I'm spreading myself so thin on like 8 to 10 different businesses at a time, working tirelessly on these businesses, still not able to achieve what they want because we'll get to that. All the while, I'm not ever really enjoying it because I'm not getting the feedback that I know that I deserve after the hours, the time, the effort that I'm putting in. All of a sudden it clicks. I'm like, it's because I need one business, 1 to 2 businesses, really one, at this fractional CMO level offer, triple what I was charging before, where I can sit back, focus on one business at one time, build it, have it totally expand and explode into the stratosphere, and then I will finally feel fulfilled, supported, like I'm not getting pennies on the dollar, right, for the time, like I'm getting all of my self-worth. I'm marketing myself at my worth. That's what I need to be doing. And I started to put it together last year and I'm like, okay, this is what I need to be doing. This is 100% it. I know I'm capable of it. I know that I'm going to totally crush it. And then I start to think about what it's going to be like when I'm only working on, I still have my agency, right? So I still have a few clients over there, but my team is fully managing the agency. And I started to think about what's it going to be like. It started to feel like a dream when I'm just focused solely on one company at a time. And I can support my team when they need me through my agency, but they are self-sufficient and I totally trust them. It is going to be such a gift, right, for me to go over the past 7 years working on 8 to 12 businesses at one time to working on one. Oh my God, like that felt so good. 1 to 2, but really 1, right? For the time being. When I was just starting to put these pieces together and I'm like, wow. And I just felt this complete sense of relief. Like this huge sigh. And I'm thinking, I'm also going to make a lot more money for them when I do this. Like it's all coming together, right? It's like seems so obvious, but it's not always obvious when you've been, trained and coached into thinking that it needs to be one way, blah, blah, right? Like blah, blah, blah. Same old song and dance that we've all heard. And I'm like, yeah, that's it. And I kid you guys not, within a few weeks, a contact that I made years ago comes back around. And I meet with them. And I realize what they're asking for is a fractional CMO offer. They're not asking for just agency work, right? Even though I can still offer that, but that's now offered fully under my team as account managers. They're the point of contact. I facilitate, assist from afar because I'm working on this new position. And it falls into my lap. And I left there like, whoa. That is the power of realizing what your worth is and how quickly it can come into play. I went home, drew up the offer within a week. This all happened right before my wedding. Within a week or two, I'm in there working with them. I absolutely love it. Love the company, love the people, love the location, love it all. We're literally, I don't even know how you could quantify the amount of leads that we're getting for them, all through our marketing efforts. I shared this on my Instagram story, but like when they first started talking to me, again, remember, they weren't doing a lot of marketing efforts, right? So they were like, yeah, we're doing good, but like we only maybe get 4 submissions in like 2 to 3 months on our current website. And I'm thinking to myself, like, I can fix that. I know I can fix that. I am so fucking capable of fixing that, and I can spend all of my time working on it. Like, what a gift I've given myself, and these people have given me this opportunity and they trust me. All of a sudden, I get this light under my ass, and you guys, my fingers are going on my phone. Like, I am like loving this shit. Like, I'm marketing them. I'm enjoying it. I'm eating it up. I'm absolutely loving it. I'm working on the weekend for like 15 minutes here, 15 minutes there, because I love it. And I know that what I'm doing is going to create impact. And one of the things that was most important to them at that time was like they just wanted their phone to ring. So I was like, oh yeah, I can make that happen. I get a text. This was after the weekend that I'm like, riding high off life. They got 9 leads in one day after this weekend. And more have continued to come, but 9 leads in one day when they had gotten 4 leads submissions. That was specifically on the website. But to give you like, pretty broad example, right, of what we were able to achieve in such a short amount of time. Like, this is so cool, right? Like, this is why I do what I do. This is why I love what I do. And I am walking in there for our fractional CMO meetings, and I see the faces of the people that have built this company, right? And like, I love business so much. I care about these people. I care about the owners. I care about the people in the office so much. I see the crews. I just love it, right? Like, because what I've finally given myself, once I started to value and realize the value that I bring to the table, I started to see other people also see it in me. And I'm seeing it in them. And this energy is like completely shifted, right? And we're all seeing this like expansiveness of this company. And it's just so incredibly exhilarating. It like gave me this new lease on life. Like, I absolutely love this stuff. I remembered why I fell in love with marketing, and it's about people, like, but when I've worked for myself for so long and I've been so isolated and working on these smaller businesses, which were also equally amazing and have equally amazing offers and services and impact, right? Like, I do not want to discount that. I needed all those experiences to get me to this point today.